Purchase a new Kindle or a brand new iPad. Which one is going to be the best option for you? We're going to go through the pros and cons of each one and figure out what is going to be the best option to move forward in your reading journey. Hey, hi, hello, I am Myra. And let's go ahead and hop into the pros of each device, starting with the Kindle. One of the biggest pros when it comes to the Kindle is that you can only read the books on the Kindle. There's nothing else that you could really do with the Kindle other than just adding your favorite books and reading along with them. That tends to be the biggest pro, as it keeps you focused on the book itself instead of just distracting you from other things that you can do on the device. Another huge pro, especially for me, is how compact the device is. It's small enough that I can just toss it right along in my bag. It doesn't add any additional weight to what I'm carrying. It's smaller than a typical notebook, and it fits right along for me to go ahead and travel with it, or even take it on like a nature walk and have some time to just read with it. It's very compact. It's virtually weightless. It's nothing additional that you have to lug around. Another pro on the Kindle list is, of course, the battery life. I talk a lot about the battery life in my 3-month update of my new Kindle, so be sure to check those videos out if you're looking for some additional information on the Kindle itself. But I can say, since that video, I maybe have to charge the Kindle up once. It's not something else that I have to remember to charge up at the end of every night. And the battery life just lasts so freaking long. Not days, not weeks, but legit months. And obviously this is going to depend on your use of the actual Kindle. If you're like me and starting out, I can assure you that one full charge is going to last you months before you have to plug that thing up again. And plus with that, once you do charge it, it does not take that long for it to get to a full charge. When it's time for me to charge it up, I usually plug it up overnight and I'm good to go. But I would truly say it takes less than maybe 30 minutes to get it to a full charge. Another pro, if you love adding a little bit of your own personality to your Kindle, is the ease of decorating. Not only just the outside, there are tons of shops and tons of things that you can find on Etsy to add like a skin to your Kindle. You can even go and get vinyl stickers to add a little bit of flair, and you don't even necessarily have to stick them all the way down. I have had it to where I've actually stuck them down as well as keep them in the clear backing so I can just change it in and out. If it's not a real big deal for you to kind of add your own flair and decorate your Kindle, this may not be that big of a deal. But it was still once I realized a lot of my personality can be added to my Kindle and I can switch it up as often as needed. And also a big pro that I didn't realize until I actually picked up my Kindle is the community that comes with it. There is a really big Kindle loving, book loving community that will give you tips and tricks on everything. This is where I first learned how to add a custom screen cover to my Kindle. I did do a little bit of a short if you want the tutorial on how to add custom screen covers to your Kindle. Be sure to check that out if you want to do it yourself, or of course I have an Etsy shop for the girls who do not have the time to do it on their own. You can check out what's there and see what suits your fancy. This community has given me a lot of tips and tricks on not only how to decorate and personalize my own Kindle, but how to keep up with my reading and setting different goals and just different book recommendations to add to my Kindle. It's really a nice community who understands e-reading and really encourages it as well. All right, let's chat about the pros of the iPad. Now, I did put this in as a pro, but obviously it's going to be subjective if you already own an iPad or not. But for me, it was cost. I already had owned the iPad when I was really looking into getting into my book and e-reading journey. So for me, the cost would have been low to go ahead and download like the Kindle app or use the Apple Books app on my existing iPad. There will be no additional cost to me other than, you know, the purchases of the books. So I put this over in pros, but obviously, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in cons, it really just depends on if you already own one or not. And to kind of piggyback off of that, if you're looking to limit the amount of devices that you have, there is multi-purpose use when it comes to the iPad. Obviously, you can use it for your book reading. You can use it to journal and plan and record videos if you want to. I don't recommend that, but you could absolutely use it for that if you are looking to connect with other people and do FaceTime, or maybe don't want to have like a full-blown laptop and looking for that in the middle option. The multi-uses of an iPad is just great. It's something that the Kindle itself cannot compete with, because all you can do is read on that. So there is a huge pro with the multi-purpose use of the iPad. I'm gonna actually also add sides here, and this is specifically if you are looking at an iPad mini. For me, I just have the staple iPad. It is a 10.9 inch. For me and reading, it is entirely too big. However, I could see how the portable sides of a iPad mini could really work for you, which personally I think will be a better comparable with side. So I'm going to put it here in the pros. Also, with reading on your iPad, another thing is the page flip animation that you can get with the iPad. Being able to kind of scroll either your finger or your Apple Pencil along as you flip the page and seeing that kind of digital version of actually flipping a physical page. It's kind of cool to me. It gives that little book aesthetic, and I'm going to throw it in a pro because I think it's cool. And if you love things like that, I'm sure you'll think it is cool as well. And added on to that, obviously, you're going to be able to see a vibrant screen, a vibrant color to your actual pages when reading on an iPad. There's going to be a look of that pure white page on your iPad. Is going to be a lot more vibrant just because there's far much better technology on the iPad. So if you really love to, read in color, this is definitely going to be a pro for you. Okay, we got the pros out the way, so let's chit chat about the cons. Both devices definitely has their cons as well. So let's begin with the Kindle. The biggest con for me with the Kindle is that it kind of doesn't have as vibrant as color as reading a book would on an iPad. And obviously that is by design. This is how the battery life stays as long as it does without having the glitzy glams. But if it is very important for you to see your books in color and also to have that vibrant page, this is going to be a huge con when it comes to the Kindle because it's very black and white, very basic. You can up the brightness here and there, but there isn't really too much variation as far as like seeing that vibrant color on a Kindle screen. And another con, and this one is going to again be subjective, but it is the cost. This really depends on where you are, but again, it is going to be the cost. For me, that was one of the major cons when I was looking into comparing it from the iPad and the Kindle. I already own the iPad. I didn't need to purchase anything additional to start reading on that, whereas I've never owned a Kindle, so I had to go out and actually purchase it. Now, obviously, a Kindle is far more affordable than maybe buying an iPad outright. However, I can see it being a con if you're in a situation where you already own an iPad. My Kindle ended up costing me about $120, $130, but I did purchase it with the ads on it. Now, a little secret that I've learned, if you just reach out to Amazon, you can have those ads removed. Then this is specifically if you're looking to make custom screensavers or use the custom screensavers that I have to offer on Etsy. You will have to have the ads removed, and that can run you another $20. But like I said, most of the times if you reach out to their customer service, they will remove them for free if you ask nicely. But that is something to consider since it is going to be an additional cost to you. Another con for the Kindle is that all you can do on here is just read books. There's really nothing else you can do on it. It is strictly for reading. Again, that is the purpose of the e-reader, is just to read. But I can see this being a con if you are the type of person who want multi-use out of your devices. You want to combine things. You don't want to have something else to bug around or add to your arsenal of electronics that you already have. So with the Kindle's sole purpose is just for reading, I can see that being a con, so we're going to go ahead and add that. All right, let's talk a little bit about the cons with the iPad. And for me, with my ADHD brain, the biggest one was other distractions. Now, I know there's ways that you can set your Apple device to be in different modes if you do not want to be disturbed while reading. You can totally create a focused time frame for your iPad during your reading time. However, me knowing in the back of my head that I can easily hop over to text someone, hop over to social media, start browsing on the web at any given moment was a huge con for me, because if I'm given the option, I'm probably going to take it. And I really wanted to stick with this reading journey and really focus on my reading. So for me, distractions with the iPad just built in and having that multi-use was a huge con. Again, going back to this being subjective of what you already have in your arsenal as you're thinking about this, but cost can be a really big con with the iPad. The iPad mini can run you from anywhere from $350 to about $500, depending on if you have like Wi-Fi and gigabytes and all that good jazz in it. And for instance, for my iPad, which ran me about $500, that is a pretty penny to be shedding out to have something to use for a reading device. And again, as we chatted about cost throughout this whole video, it is subjective and it does depend on what you already have in your arsenal. But if we're thinking of just not having anything at all and comparing the price, the Kindle wins hands down. In addition to that, another con for the iPad is definitely going to have to be battery life. If you are fully using the iPad, even if you're just reading on it, I guarantee you're going to have to charge that thing at least once a day. And this has to do with that vibrant color, the animation of the page flip, all these different additional things that comes with the multi-use of an iPad obviously is going to drain the battery a lot quicker than it does with the Kindle. And when you have other devices like your phone or your Apple Watch or other things that you have to charge up every day, using the iPad as your reading device is just going to be another thing that you have to charge. All right, so we flat out laid the pros and cons of both the Kindle and the iPad. So which one is going to win here? The winner is definitely going to be the Kindle. It is the most cost effective. It is going to keep you on task if you're looking to just strictly read. There is a built-in community that comes with the Kindle. And my personal fave, there's an opportunity to add a little bit more personality and decoration to your Kindle as well. Plus, you just cannot beat the battery life on the Kindle. There's no way in any universe an iPad can beat how long the battery life lasts on this thing. I have gone months without needing to charge my Kindle, and the ease of not having to worry about charging that thing up every day is just a win-win for me. So personally, I can see the plus and minuses to each one, and I can really see an iPad working a lot better for someone, especially if they already own one, they don't want to purchase an additional thing, and they're tired of having multiple different devices for different things. I can totally see that. But let me know in the comments which device is going to work out better for you and your lifestyle. Now, if you want to learn even more about the Kindle, the iPad, or all the cozy tech that I talk about on this channel, be sure to check out this playlist and I will see you guys over there.